Fucker. Yeah. Go, get! Fuck. Bro, there's a human skull. No.
With years of experience in bushcraft, self-defense, and surviving in the wilderness, Adam was no stranger to the dangers that come with spending time deep in the forest. Even so, the encounter he experienced in this video quickly became one of the most terrifying moments he had ever faced outdoors. Adam had decided to explore a section of forest he had never visited before, an area known for having a large population of bears. Fully aware of the risks, he packed his gear, found a place to park, and began hiking along the trail leading deeper into the forest.
So we are exploring some places we haven't explored yet. Beautiful. Beautiful country here. So we're gonna keep hiking. Got the map, and we're gonna get the high elevation because there's a lot of swampy areas here. So we're gonna try to hit high elevation and hike through this as high as we can. So let's get busy. Been going for about an hour now, and getting a little tired. So I think I might take a break, eat a snack, and then head back. I've been staying kind of on these little ridge lines I found on the topo map because I've been trying not to get wet. A lot of swampy areas here, and the more swampy, the more mosquitoes, and harder it is to trudge through it. But it is, guys, it is so thick in here. I'm having a hard time getting through a lot of it, but you know, that's how it is. So yeah, that's what I've been going through.
Roughly an hour into the hike, fatigue began to set in, so Adam stopped briefly to rest before planning to head back toward his car. That was when the situation suddenly changed. A bear appeared on the trail. Drawing on his experience, Adam attempted to divert the animal and avoid provoking it, but the bear continued moving toward him, eventually rising onto its hind legs while sniffing the air in his direction.
I'm sorry I have not got much footage of this hike so far and kind of the whole exploring thing here, but I ran into probably one of the scariest situations I've ever been in on a wilderness hike by myself. I ran into a pretty freaking aggressive black bear that totally threw me off course of my little map here. Well, halfway through, I run into this freaking black bear, and normally, and I have run into plenty of bear on these treks because this area I'm in, there's just so many of them, but I run into this black bear about 30, 40 yards up in front of me, coming out of like a pine grove area, and I'm freaking clapping and yelling, trying to scare him off. And normally 100% of the time these black bear, they run off. They're very skittish, but this guy stood up on his hind legs and like started sniffing the air in my direction, which is not what you want them to do. So I started making more noise and started backing up the way I had come. Well, he started coming at me kind of towards the right and down into this kind of ravine area on the lower part of this terrain that I'm following. So instead of me being able to go right and pick up on the higher terrain where I left off to finish my loop, he basically cut me off, and I had to go off, essentially off my freaking map here.
The encounter forced Adam off the main trail as he tried to put distance between himself and the animal, leaving him disoriented and struggling to relocate the path he had been following. With adrenaline building, he checked his map, attempting to figure out the quickest way back. Then the tension rose even further.
Sorry, battery died there. So I do have another okay, I'm gonna get moving here. All right, so I'm gonna get moving, guys. I'll check in with in a little bit, okay? Sorry.
Adam sensed movement somewhere nearby and immediately drew his weapon, knowing he needed to leave the area as quickly as possible. Moments later, the situation escalated again.
Motherfucker! Fucking hate Jesus! Fucking fucker! Go get! Fuck. So, I'm pretty sure know where I'm at. I got good sun here, so I'm not going back the way I came. I'm going south, and I'll hit the logging trail, and I'm just gonna fucking walk the logging trail to wherever I parked, which should be fucking when I'm on the trail. It should be east of where I'm at right now. I'm not even gonna try to go back the way I came. Guys, I've fucking never had that happen before. I mean, I saw him, then he was gone, and I was good to go, and I was kind of backtracking a little bit, but staying quite a distance from the way I came in. And then I fucking had a little fire, and then I fucking heard some shit, so fucking, you know, kind of packed up there, and then I thought it was just fucking the wind, so I was just taking my time, and then fucking I turn around and he's fucking there. So we fucking a couple warning shots on that motherfucker, and that did it. I mean, you shouldn't fucking do warning shots on a bear because they get desensitized to it, so you're not supposed to do that. But I've never fucking been stalked or followed before on any hike. I mean, they're the fucking first.
The footage shows Adam now running as a bear charges toward him through the forest, leaving him with almost no time to react. Shouting and moving as fast as he could, he was eventually forced to fire his weapon in order to stop the attack. Shaken but alive, Adam managed to treat his injuries and eventually find his way back to his vehicle. The experience left a lasting impression on him, serving as a terrifying reminder that when you enter deep bear territory, you are stepping into an environment where survival can depend on a single moment. Paul enjoys spending time outdoors, riding trails on his bike, often exploring forest paths with friends while documenting the experience along the way. On this particular day, however, what started as a simple ride through the woods quickly turned into something far more disturbing.
Alright, now we should be able to sneak onto this abandoned racetrack. No problem.
This was as far as I made it last time.
Yeah, this way looks steep.
Yeah, bad.
If we go up and around, I found a better way. We should have worn the long sleeves for this. We're gonna be itchy at the end of this, but I think this brings us right up, to the trail, and we can find another way in.
Paul and his friend set out along a trail, enjoying the ride as they pushed further into the forest. The terrain quickly became more difficult, with thick bushes and tangled vines slowing their progress and forcing them to stop several times along the way. At the time, getting stuck in the undergrowth felt like the biggest inconvenience they would have to deal with that day. But that quickly changed when they noticed something lying near the trail.
Bro, a little more gas goes a long way. I think if we slide down that way, we'll be right where we want to be. Now I think if we go that way, we should be in and down, right? You just go, Calabunga! Oh, no rear brake is scary. Front tire locked up. Oh my god, that's all the brake we have. Good thing she was in gear. Bro, there's a human skull.
No!
Yeah, I think so. No, bro, come down here. No way, that looks like a human skull, guys. This is not what I wanted to find.
Bro, that's how fast I came.
Bro, look at that. Is that not a human skull?
Check her out.
I've been watching the Dahmer doc and like,
on edge.
Bro, that's human. Holy crap, that is actually a human head. That is a skull.
I don't think I've ever seen one before.
Bro, that's teeth and everything, like.
That's the murder weapon.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, that's super scary. Should we take a photo at least?
Yeah. Like, I think we gotta go to the authorities on this one. My buddy who's a cop, should we call him? And say we were riding in the woods and we found a human head?
But it's definitely homeless. They're missing some skull.
Some teeth,
I've
yeah.
never seen a human skull outside of a...
But where's the rest of the body? It's just a skull, like somebody just dumped a skull here.
Yeah, so it can't be that bad. Unless some sort of animal got to him.
Yeah.
At first, it blended into the surrounding sticks and debris. But the closer they looked, the clearer it became that what they had found wasn't just part of the forest floor. It was a human skull. Realizing they could potentially be standing in the middle of a crime scene, the situation immediately became far more serious. Whether the remains were real or some kind of elaborate fake, it wasn't something they were willing to take chances with. After thinking through what to do next, they decided to contact the police and arrange to meet officers so they could guide them back to the location.
We're off in the woods. We're riding dirt bikes and we just found a human skull.
Okay. Do you know where exactly you are? The park that you're at?
No idea really. We were just kind of riding in some creek bed, ended up here. I can get a pin and like have some place for the officers to meet us. But it's definitely a hike to get here, and it's just a skull we see. I don't see any other parts of a body.
And you're fairly positive that it's real without by looking at it, or you're...
Yeah, it's got like fillings in the teeth and stuff, and it looks fairly real. I'm no doctor, but it definitely looks like a skull.
I got you.
Like some teeth are missing, some have fillings, some don't.
Okay. What is your name?
I'm Paul.
Paul. Okay. And is it intact?
Yes.
I'll tell them to go to the end of Nixon, alright?
Alright, sounds good. We'll be there in like maybe 10, 15. We gotta work our way there. We're just kind of riding, like kind of looking at the maps, but just kind of enjoying the ride.
I understand, but yeah, I'll have them meet you right there.
Alright, sounds good. Appreciate it.
Once investigators arrived and began searching the area more carefully, they soon discovered additional bones scattered nearby.
I didn't see any other body parts.
Oh, I do.
Where?
Something right through there. That's got
Oh.
a piece of bone.
Yeah.
There's the rest of his backbone right there.
Yeah.
Must have washed out.
Over here. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look.
My guess was
All the way up. See right there to your left, and then right there behind that.
Oh, there's another one, yeah.
a shoe. Holy shit. Oh, there's a bunch in there. Holy cow.
There's another one there. There's one over there. Holy
My
crap.
guess was
All the way up to
someone
the rail
jumped
tracks.
off the train. That was my first
Or
thought.
they got hit by a railroad.
Yeah, or
Now we got sent up to go get some more cops, so this is really getting crazy. I guess more units. Homicide is coming. Like, this ain't no joke out here.
This is my first in 7 years
No way.
for remains like this. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Usually we find decomps, but
Yeah.
First in 20 years.
No way. Well, thank y'all for y'all service.
blue and white.
Yeah.
My best guess is he probably fell, cracked, died, and then the floods came through and washed. Because
Gotcha.
it's been picked
some
clean
point
by
it was.
buzzards, and I mean I'm not surprised with your audience over there.
Oh, yeah.
Killing fields when we used to drop deer off in our ranch. 3
Okay.
days they pick them clean,
Wow.
so I would not be surprised about that.
Wow.
More officers were called in, and the situation quickly escalated, confirming that this was far from a harmless prank or staged discovery. After giving their statements, Paul and his friend eventually left the scene, but the experience remained deeply unsettling, turning what had started as a peaceful ride through the woods into something they would never forget. Two hunters were sitting quietly in their tree stand, enjoying the calm and silence of the forest when their peaceful moment was suddenly interrupted in a way neither of them expected. Without warning, a bear appeared below them and began climbing the very tree they were sitting in.
He's coming over to our tree. He's trying to come see. It's recording. It's right there. Hey, shh. Can you see him? No. Oh, there he is.
Remaining as calm as possible, the hunters prepared their bear spray while the animal continued its climb, slowly closing the distance between them. Within moments, the bear was only feet away. With no other option, one of the hunters discharged the bear spray toward the animal, and after a brief moment of hesitation, the bear finally retreated back down the tree and moved away into the forest. Although the encounter ended without anyone being harmed, it was a powerful reminder of just how vulnerable people can be when spending time deep in the wilderness. Darren is an experienced hunter who spends much of his time out in the wilderness, and on what was supposed to be the final day of a deer hunting trip, he woke up early, eager to set up in a new location and hopefully end the trip on a high note. What began as another quiet morning in the forest, however, quickly turned into a situation that nearly cost him his life.
Today is the final day of deer rifle season here in Manitoba. I still have yet to have a buck get in front of my scope, at least in a place where I can shoot him. But anyways, it is about 10 to 7 in the morning. Shooting light starts at 7:38 this morning. So I'm gonna go get in position and hope for the best. I'm gonna try a new spot today. Maybe this will do the trick. Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, I just took a walk up to the corner here just to see if there's anything in the field yet. I'll be going back down over here where I stand. But I get here, and wouldn't you know it, there's another person sitting right there in a truck with his cargo light on. I can guarantee you he doesn't have permission in this piece here. Otherwise he'd be sitting in one of those bale blinds that they have. And he's clearly not hunting this piece. For one, I could almost guarantee he doesn't have permission, and two, where he's sitting, he wouldn't even be able to shoot through this tree line here. It's too thick. So, yeah, just another trespasser, poacher.
As Darren made his way toward his hunting spot, something along the way immediately caught his attention. Parked nearby was a truck with someone sitting inside. The encounter felt strange, and Darren couldn't shake the uneasy feeling that the person might be trespassing in the area. Despite the uneasy feeling lingering in the back of his mind, Darren continued with the hunt and eventually settled into position, scanning the forest carefully while waiting for movement. Before long, he spotted a deer. But as he focused on the animal, something else caught his attention. that changed the situation instantly. Another hunter appeared in the distance, and from Darren's perspective, it looked as though the man had raised his rifle directly in his direction.
Oh my goodness, that bullet just came over my head. Sounded like a hit though. You freaking idiot. Oh. Man, I wish there were some bigger trees here. This guy's gonna frickin' kill me. He's shooting right towards me. Oh my goodness. Okay, at least there's some trees between us now. What an idiot. Well, that's exciting.
Moments later, the hunter fired, and with very little cover around him, Darren realized just how close he had come to being struck by one of the bullets. The entire encounter left him shaken, especially considering he had been wearing bright orange clothing, designed specifically to make hunters easily visible. If Darren could clearly see the other hunter, then it was almost certain that the other hunter would have seen him too.
I was standing just about 40 feet back, and all of a sudden I seen a deer jump out in the clearing over there, and all of a sudden I see on the other side of that deer, on the other side of the field, there's another hunter there. He had just walked up, and I seen him stop walking, seen him start aiming at the deer, and that's when I kind of got squirming around. I was worried if he's going to shoot in my direction. Sure enough, boom, I heard that bullet come right over my head. I'm hoping the GoPro picked it up, because that is, I'm going to say that is probably the most eerie sound you ever hear, because there's nothing you can do about it. They're just little trees, it's nothing to hide behind. Not the way I wanted to end the season. But anyways, I'm going to walk back to my vehicle, drive out, and I know where his vehicle is parked. I'm going to see if I can get a license plate. I'd like to actually confront the guy, because if I could clearly see him, I know he could clearly see me.
Eventually, the hunt came to an end, and Darren began heading back toward his truck, still replaying the moment in his mind and trying to make sense of what had just happened. On his way back, he encountered several other people in the area, individuals he suspected might have been the same hunters responsible for the gunshots earlier.
Taking pictures of the license plate. Is something wrong? Everything all right?
Somebody shot at me. I got on video. Literally, a bullet came flipping right over my head.
Two shots earlier, right?
Yeah.
Like around
Shot
4
at you.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Where
Somebody
were you?
walking down the edge of Huggins Field here.
Yeah, there was a guy walking on the end of the trail here.
So I was on the far side. Somebody walked down this side here, and freaking bullet. I seen a deer came out, and I seen a guy walking. And sure enough, boom. You can. It's probably on video too. You can hear the bullet.
No shit. Well, it wasn't us. We're over at
No, the first shot wasn't hit, because half a mile later it was still way up in the air. It sounded like a hit. I know it sure sounded like it.
Did it ever?
Yeah.
With 2 bullets having been fired in his direction, the entire situation felt strange and deeply unsettling. Whether it had been a reckless mistake or something more deliberate remained unclear. But the experience left Darren with the chilling realization that sometimes the greatest danger in the woods isn't the wildlife, but the people around you. MKP Studios is a channel centered around outdoor exploration, with the creator often venturing deep into woodland areas to document whatever he happens to discover along the way. In this video, he decided to return to a forest he had explored previously after viewers asked him to go back and investigate further. But what he found during this second visit quickly turned the atmosphere unsettling.
Check it out. We have our first sign. I'm just gonna keep heading down this trail, but we have seen this before. Just giving warnings not to go any further. So yeah, let's just keep going and see what happens. Yo, it's a suitcase and a tire. That's crazy. So I think we're just gonna keep hiking up there and see what else we can find. But we got ourselves a tire, a suitcase.
As I started hiking into the woods, I immediately noticed several missing person signs posted along the trail. Now, I'd seen similar signs in the nearby town before, but never this deep into the forest. And it was definitely a creepy way to start off this video.
So this once again just emphasizes the dangers of this place. So I've never seen any missing signs around here before, but I'm not sure if this is meant to be a deterrent, similar to like maybe the other signs that we've seen around here, but this is definitely strange. This is definitely a new one. I'm pretty sure this is a sleeping bag. Yeah, this is definitely a sleeping bag. This looks like pretty new. There's something in here. Whoa, it's a shotgun shell. It looks like it's unused.
Not long after entering the woods, he passed warning signs telling people not to continue any further, yet he ignored them and kept walking. As he pushed deeper into the forest, he began noticing strange items scattered around the area, including a suitcase, a missing person poster, and even a sleeping bag left behind in the brush. Everything looked disturbingly recent, as though someone had been there not long before him. And when he later discovered a shotgun shell lying on the ground, the uneasiness only grew stronger. Still determined to continue, he retraced the route he had taken on his previous visit, heading further into the trees, while the feeling of being somewhere he shouldn't be lingered in the air.
There is something else over here. Whoa. It says, "Forgive us." This was not here the last time. This was the original one that we found, but it's fallen over. But there's this new one right next to it that says, "Forgive us," and it looks pretty new. I am shocked right now. I can't believe that this area has changed. It's been at least a couple months since I found the phone. It was right here. Yeah, so as you can see, the cliff goes all the way down there, and this original cross, and then now this new one. I'm so shocked right now. I can't believe this. I think I just found something. Holy sh**. What? Okay. I'm speechless right now. There's this found footage movie where they're in the woods and they find a bunch of these like weird doll things hanging from the trees, and this looks identical to those dolls. I am I feel like we have just stumbled across something that we were not supposed to. So we have found ourselves in a situation here, and I don't know what to do next. This entire area is covered in these weird stick figures hanging from this tree. There's this big one here, but there's another one hanging right next to it. I just found 2 more. Holy sh**. This is mind-blowing, you guys.
Nearly 30 minutes later, with adrenaline already building from everything he had seen so far, he came across something that instantly made him stop in his tracks and seriously consider ending the exploration altogether. Hanging from the trees were what appeared to be small stick figures, twisted shapes made from branches and tied together in a way that looked disturbingly deliberate. It resembled something straight out of a horror film. Yet what made it even more unsettling was the fact that there wasn't just one of them. They were scattered throughout the trees. At first, he tried to convince himself it might have been nothing more than a strange prank. But being miles deep into a quiet woodland with no one else around made that explanation feel less believable.
Like, if this was some sort of a prank, I feel like it would be much closer to the entrance of these woods, but we are in the middle of nowhere, people. Like, we are in such a remote part of the woods right now that there's no reason for any of this to be here. Either we just stumbled across something terrifying, like something evil is near us, or this is some sort of sick prank. Whoa. What was that? What was that? That sounded like a drone, maybe? That was really loud. I've never heard that before. Okay, I was heading back to my car and I swore I heard singing coming from nearby. Like different pitches. It's been about 20 minutes and I was heading back to my car. We heard a really weird sound earlier that sounded like a drone. And as I was walking back to my car, I started hearing a faint noise, like singing. It took me a second because I was like, those are different pitches. Like, that's not an engine or anything. And I stopped, continued to listen, and I heard singing, like someone nearby was singing at the top of their lungs. Again, I'm only recording this using my GoPro camera and its default audio system, so I need to buy like a microphone to make sure that I'm picking up all of this, because I really hope that I captured that on this. That was creepy. I just started running. Like, it sounded like it was getting closer for a moment there. That was really scary.
Eventually, he decided enough was enough and began making his way back out of the woods. But the experience wasn't quite over yet. As he walked back along the trail, strange noises echoed somewhere deeper within the forest. The sounds didn't resemble animals or anything familiar, and the moment they reached his ears, the tension became too much to ignore. Realizing the risk of staying there any longer, he broke into a run and made his way back toward his car as quickly as possible, leaving the forest behind while still wondering what exactly he had stumbled upon and what might still be hidden out there. The wilderness may look peaceful, but as these encounters show, things can quickly turn unsettling. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe out there.